Hello and welcome to another episode of Fluff Vlog. My name is Lady Fluffee Panda and welcome to my bedroom. Oh, 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 oh. So I've been a little bit off the YouTube posting every week kind of radar, and that's just because like for the whole of April, like things were just a bit crazy. Like, as you guys know from my previous video, it was my birthday, and then the video before that, like, it was the wedding, and I did this like fun video with my mom. But there were like 2-3 weeks there where I just didn't post at all, and that's because for 2 weeks I was house sitting, and then for 6 days I was in Neisner, and I haven't really been able to like catch my breath, if that makes any sense. Like, my routine is completely whack, and I'm just trying to get things back in order, and I'm still trying to figure things out, and like it's already May, it's like half the year, and I'm still flailing a little bit, if I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, things are slowly coming together. We finally have the Fluff up for you guys to watch, which is pretty cool. You guys can finally see all the hard work that we've been putting into that. Our mics for the new studio just got lost in transit, whatever the hell that means. I didn't even know that was a real thing, but we had to reorder the mics, so we're still waiting for those. Things have been a bit crazy, and trying to keep things together and trying to keep a semblance of a routine, you know, this whole working from home, studying from home vibe. It's really important to be like, cool, I'm dressed, I woke up, I've brushed my teeth, I've had breakfast, now I'm gonna sit down and work. I'm not just gonna play Xbox all day like I did on my birthday. Even though it's so tempting to do that. Did some work in Neisner, I was doing work when I was house sitting, you know, just because my location has changed doesn't mean I've stopped working. But I did get to do some really cool stuff which I would love to share with you guys. One of them was that my friend Krisha, the bride-to-be, she tried on her wedding dress. She found her wedding dress and she showed it to us, and this is how the day went. Hi! So this is Krisha, the bride for the wedding that I've been talking about so much lately, and we're going to be trying on wedding dresses, which is super exciting. Show them your gloves. See, you have to wear white gloves to touch these beautiful dresses behind me.
You're not actually supposed to take photos in here though.
Oh, sorry. I didn't
That's
know.
why we're getting bad looks. I just
Where
remembered.
are we?
It's called My Perfect Wedding.
My
Unique Wedding.
Unique Wedding in Claremont, guys. This is going to be so exciting. Obviously, I cannot show you what she looks like in the dress. You're going to have to wait till September, but this is what I'm doing. We're in an episode of Say Yes to the Dress. This is so exciting. Okay.
Say yes.
Bye. Hello again. Hi. So she tried on the dress, and oh my god, I can't deal. She's bopping. That's how excited she is. Tell us how, why, and when, and just tell us the story.
Okay, so I went to this dress trying on place that has an amazing website, and I went in and there was a Russian bitch from hell. Am I allowed to say that? Yes. There was a Russian witch who made me wear this really tight, ugly hoop skirt under all the dresses I tried on, and she kept poking me and going, the hips, and she made me feel really horrible.
I can imagine.
And I kept saying, oh, I'd like to try this dress, and she'd be like, no, won't fit body type, try this. And she let me try like 3 dresses, and I felt like a giant cupcake in all of them. Like, I bake, so I know what a meringue looks like. I don't want to look like what I bake when I'm trying on dresses. And then while we were there, there was this other chick who was also being tortured by the evil Russian, and her mom and my mom were sitting on a couch going, this bitch though, I want to hit her. And then she told my mom to go to this place around the corner. So my mom and I were like, okay, we'll do this if they're open. And then we found parking on the street, which if you know Cavendish, you know is a miracle.
It's a sign.
So we took that as a sign, and then we walked in, and the tiny Asian man said, please put on these white gloves before you touch my dresses. And then I was sold, and I was like, yes. And then I tried on only 2 dresses, and then when I put on the second one, they opened the curtain, and my mom looked at me and she started crying. And then I knew it was the one, but I needed my bridesmaids to bless the dress.
And we blessed the dress.
And we blessed the dress.
We blessed that dress so hard.
And these bitches all cried too, a little bit.
What? Shut up! There were no tears. Oh my god. Okay, so obviously you guys will get to see the dress in September, so this is a bit of a prelude. Yeah, now we're gonna have celebratory cocktails. Yay! Everyone's just gonna think that all I do is drink, because every time I vlog outside, I'm like, woo, now we're gonna go drink. So that was really cool. And then another thing I did was once a year the museums in Cape Town have this like museum night where you can go to a whole bunch of museums, and all the museums in Cape Town are fairly close to each other, like they're within walking distance, all like around Company Gardens and Long Street and stuff. So you can go there for free, like entry is free, it happens once a year, like it's a really cool vibe. And I was just like, sweet, I want to go see some dinosaurs. Me and a bunch of friends, we all went to go look at the dinosaurs. We all went to the different museums. And as much as like it's a cool thing to get people to come to the museum and like they're open till 10 o'clock at night, there were so many people, you know, and I was just like, this, you can't appreciate a museum and everything that has to be said, and how like crazy some birds looked back in the day, or you know, the importance of this dinosaur and when it was found, with a whole bunch of other people like walking past you or trying to read the same placard as you, I guess. So that was like one annoying thing about that. But here are some of the things that I thought were cool. We have found the dinosaurs! Ah! So excited. Literally the only reason why I'm here is to see the dinosaurs. It's very exciting.
Your 30 and your 25-year-old friends still want to go out partying the next day, and you're like, fuck it, I'm still recovering from the night before, bitches.
Oh, 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 oh.
One last thing that I did was that there's this annual book fair that the SPCA holds. I think it might be biannual, but I only ever get to go once a year. What you do is you pay 100 Rand, which goes to SPCA, or 60 bucks, and you get a bag. And that bag you can fill with as many books as you want. You can literally get like a pile this big for 100 Rand, or you'll find like one book, but really with the price of books these days, like it's a complete and utter win. So I went there with my bestie, and it was quite an experience, because every year I go there's like more people and they've added new stuff. And like last year I think it was, or it might have been the year before, was the first time I had free coffee, and like now it's like a thing, it's like a staple. And then this year they included that you could buy books like individually priced. It wasn't just the free books anymore. And then they also had new books, and you know, that was a bit confusing, and the space is really small, so, and with more people, and yeah, but like it was good. I got some really great books. But here you guys can see me on the day. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This morning at the crack of dawn, not actually, I'm actually running like an hour and a half late, but anyways, I'm off to one of my favorite events of the year, which is the SPCA book sale, book fair. Basically you pay 100 Rand for a bag and you can just fill books, fill that bag with books. I mean, guys, it's so early, like really, but I'm super excited for this, and I'll show you guys all the books that I get later. Bye. So we missed the good books, which is sad, but it's okay because we still got some books. But I think I found the most racist book ever. There were words like barbarian and uncivilized, and it was basically about the Boers in 1830 trekking over the Orange River.
Are you talking about the Boer War?
No, it was just their exploration and their, what's the word, civilization of the unknown land, and their escape from the British.
So early settlers.
Yes, but the descriptions of the indigenous people of South Africa was horrendous. So yeah, there was also a guy who spilled coffee on his books, on the books, and on the floor, and tried to sweep it up with his foot. Like, what? So, props to SPCA for giving out free coffee and the good biscuits, but at the same time, people shouldn't be walking around with hot liquids around books. Like, get your coffee afterwards, or have your coffee before and then go look at books. Like, just maybe. So yeah, that was the book fair. I got a Lauren Bukes and a Bryce Courtney for super cheap, which is pretty exciting because they're like my favorite authors. And got a whole bunch of other random books that I'm kind of keen to read just because of how random they are. So yeah, that was the book fair. It was pretty good. So as I said in the video, I was going to show you guys the books that I got. And I mean, last week's birthday haul video went so well, me and my sunnies and everything, but cool. So one of the books that I did actually buy was Zoo City by Lauren Bukes. I have Moxieland, which is signed by her with the same cover, so getting this book for 30 bucks was an absolute win. Another book that we bought, which was brand new but for 50 bucks, was the complete collection of Oz, but it's volume 2, and I'm kind of just like, you know what, it's volume 2, it's fine, like we'll find volume 1, it's 50 bucks, like it's amazing. Both my bestie and I love Wizard of Oz, so we're just gonna roll with it. I got the Sharon Osbourne biography, and what was really interesting about the biography section was that like there was Bill Cosby and O.J. Simpson and Lance Armstrong, you know, like all these people who've kind of like fallen from fame recently, but when their biographies came out, everyone's like, oh my god, these guys are amazing, and now they're like, no, I can't have this on my shelf, like what will the neighbors think? So that I thought was really funny. I really like Sharon Osbourne. I think she's really cool. I think she's really like made a name for herself despite only first being known because of who she was married to, and now like she is her own brand, which I think is really cool. Girl power. Another book I bought was Bryce Courtney. So I'm a huge Bryce Courtney fan, like he's one of my favorite authors, and I have one book of his which is behind me, I think it's that one over there, and that's Four Fires, and that was the first Bryce Courtney I read, and it's my absolute favorite. Like yes, The Power of One and Tandy are like really moving South African books, but there's something about the sibling story in the Four Fires and how different these siblings are, and like, you know, their whole progression through life in this tiny ass Australian town, and just the like story of fire like incorporated in it was just, it moved me. And the first time I read it I was like 14, so that was a big ass book for me to be hauling around, and I think I renewed it in the library like 26 times. Like my librarian was just like, what are you doing? With any Bryce Courtney that I see I buy, even though this is only my second one. This is 20 bucks and I'm super excited, and it is white. And it is Whitethorn by Bryce Courtney, so that's pretty cool. Only 20 bucks, not bad. The thing about these these book fairs that I love doing is I love getting these random books that kind of like intrigue me, because like, you know, I'm here to get books, so I'll usually pick up stuff by authors that I have never met, but the blurb really interests me. And this one, what really grabbed me was the what's the word, the tagline, for want of a better term. It says life, death and it says life, death and betrayal at the Hotel Ritz in Paris, and it's basically all about the one and only 5-star hotel that was left in Paris once Germany took over. And like, I'm pretty keen to read this, so I'm always interested in seeing how people take what's the word, like historical fact and then kind of like mix in fiction, which is always cool, which is probably why I'm such a huge fan of Philippa Gregory. So this book is called Daughter of Darkness, and it just looks like one of those really bad 70s horrors, and it's like, Willie was different from other little girls. She was pretty, highly intelligent and very, very evil. So I'm really keen to read this. It came out in 1973. Yeah guys, 1973. So, you know, one day when I peg off and everyone's gonna be like, what do we do with these books? It's like no collector's gonna be interested, because they're just gonna be like, what was this woman thinking at the time? And you know what? It's chilled. Bury me with my books. That's all I'm saying. So this is just a retelling of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I thought that would be really interesting to read. I have obviously read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein a few times. I even wrote an essay on it at university, but that's a whole other thing. So yeah, I'm always curious to see how people retell a classic like that, but also just because it says Flesh Creepers at the top. Right? That's so random. Every Dragonlance book I find, I grab. Like, I do not have the whole collection. There are like probably hundreds of these books, but every time I see one I grab them, just because the Dragonlance series that my mother had when she was a child, and then she gave them to me when I was a kid, that was my first introduction to fantasy, like proper fantasy. It made me want to be a writer when I was a kid. It made me want to, like, you know, I was creating my own fantasy worlds. I was always writing my own little stories and things because that book just inspired me. So now every time I see one of these, I grab it with the full intention of reading it, but it's usually like a volume 2 or a volume 5 or something, and I'm just like, well, it's mine. By the same author, and it's not even a Dragonlance book, but it's by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman, who wrote the Dragonlance series, and it's Journey into the Void, and yeah, it's book 3. So, you know, sometimes I just see books and I don't make the smartest choice, but hey, there it is. Last but not least, oh, I found a really beaten up version of The Secret History by Donna Tartt. It's like soups old and is falling apart, and somebody even wrote their name in the cover, which I don't know if you guys can see, but whatever. But it's like a complete steal. Like, I feel like at this point with all these books that I have, just throwing in Donna Tartt, even though it's like completely messed up and the spine is very broken, and I'm not sure if it's because this book was loved so much or if it was just hated so much, but hey, I haven't read it. I've always been meaning to read it, so I'm keen, you know? And at least now if I like drop it in the bath or something, it's not that big a deal. Can I say that out loud? I'm sorry. But yeah guys, that's what I have been up to recently. So wedding stuff, museum stuff, book stuff, and in the what else in the world of fluff, I'm learning how to jog. Yep, I'm literally gonna go do that once I finish recording. I really hope you guys couldn't hear the hardy-dars, but I'm learning how to jog, which is pretty cool. My brother made me do like 80 wall push-ups the other day, which was, you'd think wall push-ups are like easier, but after the like 40th one you're like, my arms are sore guys. But hey, I'm learning, I'm figuring it out. I'm hoping to get back into boxing as well, which is pretty cool. Also, thanks to everyone who watched all my previous videos and to everyone who's given me so much great feedback in the past little while. I really appreciate it. I love the fact that I just go, oh my gosh, like I have 7 subscribers, and like 7 of my friends will be like, yes, I know, I'm one of them. So thank you so much for that guys. I really love it. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the support and all the love. But don't forget, to those of you who don't love and support me just yet, you can also follow me on Instagram, which is at Lady_Fluffee Panda. Cool, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
I wish I could speak whale.